Alright, so here we are. You guys haven't noticed yet, it's snowing in wonderful upstate New York. Right now, it's like 2:30. We are on our way to do a 12 town and country. Then we are going to Orange County to do a 13 Altima. Then we are coming back up this way. We're going to do, a guy needs batteries replaced in his remote control for his Ford Explorer. And rather than meet me, he wants me to drive there and take care of it for him. So, you know, okay, if you want to pay the bill, all right. And after that, we have to do a 14 Honda CR-V, and we'll see how the weather goes from there. If the roads stay clear, you know, we'll keep right on going. But I don't think it's not going to stick really. Anyway, I will catch up with you guys here in a few minutes. Okay, so we are just pulling in on our town and country, and I will be back with you shortly. Alright, so with those cuts, I came up with two possibilities for codes. So I'm cutting the M0641 first. And that first code works absolutely perfect. Cut this on an emergency key and we will program it. Alright, so this key I did with everything. They thought it was only lock, unlock, and panic, but if you look up, this has the rear hatch, the dual sliders, everything. So I put it on an everything key with the remote start, just in case, because this is all leathered out and everything. And I'm going to program this car with the 508. All right, so with the Im508, put the key in. I'm going to turn it on. Choose a mobilizer. I'm going to accept Chrysler. I can do automatic selection. This is a Fabric 2012, okay. Off and on, we don't have to do that, just leave it in the on position. (8456). And choose hot function. Guided type 2. All keys lost, guided. Hit start. And the thing nice about the 508 is saves the password, so you just hit yes. Off and back on. There's our security ding to confirm that it programmed. Security light is normally right there. It's back on. Now it's off. Current number of keys is 1. Would you like to learn another key? No. Closes everything out. And that's that. Now this should be good to go. Power sliders. They're probably, yeah, they're turned off up there. Okay, anyway, we can put this in. And this truck is good to go. Okay, so the Caravan is done. She was getting quotes from other locksmiths for $600, $650. The cheapest price that she got besides that was $500. Plus they had, you know, some other costs she was talking about and stuff. It's insane what these guys try to, you know, they try to rake people over the coals, but they're probably also coming from a different area. But anyway, I am on my way to Orange County, and we're going to go do this 13 Altima, and I'll be back with you when we're pulling in there. All right, I'm going to show you guys these plates. You can see where this has been rubbing way down, and this doesn't even catch. You can see it's been dropped once before, so I got to drop that and the combination lock plate down. I'll show you how I do this. All right, so I take the plate off of here, and still when you close this door will still not latch, so I'm going to cut this down in deeper with a 1-inch hole saw. All right, so now I just cut that down in, and now this door will latch. So now I'm going to bring this down, and then I can adjust the plate in and out till it works correctly. Okay, so now this plate is dropped down. I used a longer screw in the top to grab a stud behind it. You know, if you look in there, you can see the stud behind there. Now when this closes, you have a perfectly tight door. Now I just have to adjust the plate for the combination lock. All right, and this is the door from the inside. You'll see that when this closes, that sits correctly. So it sits on the lockout pin. And this, you'll see that this has to go in and down to be correct. So I'm going to pull that plate. And the problem with these, most of that stems from that white crap out there on the ground. As soon as it puts a little pressure on the roof and the frost starts to hit the ground, it knocks everything out of whack. And now with this door, it has a big hole already cut in there. So when this closes, this actually lines up. So now I just got to figure out center for the plate on this. All right, so what I did, I brought that in and down. I didn't chisel it in yet. It's just sitting like that for right now. Now when I close this door, everything is perfect right there. So I'm just going to chisel around it and drop it in right where it belongs there. All right, so now that plate, not pretty at all. When you got a gap in these are just modulars. There's literally 200 of them or so in this development. When there's a gap that big in the door, I mean, you can see that's huge. I would personally surface mount this plate. Like, this lock wasn't my original installation, so the guys from the city come up here and they don't know enough to allow for frost and heaving and, you know, snow load and stuff like that. I mean, there's literally an inch or two of snow out there, and that little bit was enough to throw this off. So that's why I always like to surface mount whenever I can. That way you can always move the plate around. Here in upstate New York, things are constantly shifting. But now when this door closes, you close this, and now everything lines up perfect. Rather than cutting the plates in with a grinder, you'd have so much missing out of there. By dropping that, you know, that's literally 3/8 of an inch. And now they work perfect. And the house is just settling in because this is a newer development, so everything just keeps settling. So you just keep moving the plates with it. All right, so we just pulled up on our Altima that we have to do here. I guess it was bought with no keys. And they said it's a remote start model. I guess he called the dealer to find out. And as you can see, you get 17, no, it's, yeah, well, 17 miles down off the mountain. And it's literally just barely flurrying here and no snow on the ground. So the climate change is like huge from, you know, in 20-mile radiuses, depends on which mountain you're behind and stuff like that here in upstate New York. Anyway, I'm going to get this started and I'll be back with you guys here shortly. All right, so this Altima is picked. I'm just going to decode this and we're going to make a door key. All right, so what I did this with is the Lishi direct reader. It literally reads each cut you know, you do even on one side and your odds on the other. And that is what I came up with. And I'm going to try to run a fill program and see what it comes up with. All right, so with this, came up with 4 possibilities because I had to put it, I wasn't sure if that was a 3 or a 4. I tried it with the regular Lishi and I tried it with the direct read. But one key we can get these 2 codes out of, and the second key we can get these 2 codes out of. So we're going to cut the most popular first, and we're going to go from there. Okay, so I got this emergency key cut. Should be all right because 2 of the spaces aren't used anyway. Yeah, it's absolutely perfect. All right, I'm going to cut this on an emergency key, and we're going to program this. So now with the Gymkhana, it remembers the key code that you had. So we just chuck this up to U1, roughly thereabout, and we can just tighten this down. And we just hit cut, and that'll cut this key, the emergency key, back out. Okay, so we are in this Altima. This is a 2013 Altima with 52,000 on it. This is an actual flood car. Anyway, we're going to choose Nissan. Agree. Choose 20 pin code. Type 1. Program smart keys. Hazards are on. Yes. Yes. One too many times. Okay. Ignition off. I don't know why that didn't record. Anyway, this is programmed in here now. We tap the start. Just put your foot on the brake. And this battery is dead in this car, I believe. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put a booster pack on this. Okay, so I got my booster pack hooked up on this. I'm disconnected. And this is now a running and driving car. Alright, we are on to the next one. I don't know why this stupid phone stopped recording there for a second, but I don't know. I don't know if I hit stop or go or what the heck happened, but I think I missed part of that. Alright, so we got to do a 2012 GMC Sierra. He can't hold this in his machine, so I am going to just decode and cut this on his key for him. Okay, so I got this key set up on the Gymkhana, and I'm just going to let it decode, and I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, so our decode is complete. We hit OK, and G3610 right there is our code, and I'm going to chuck the other key up in this, and we will cut it. Okay, and this goes to U0. I got that key set at U0. We just hit the cut button, and we'll let it do its thing. All right, so we're in this pickup truck, this 12. To program the key, you turn the key on. Wait for that security to go out. Actually, security doesn't go out on this truck. That is that light right there. We can turn that off. New key in and on. Security doesn't go out for that one either. Let's shut it off. Let's see if it'll... That one doesn't start. Security goes out now. Let's try his key again. There we go. Just stuck on stupid for a second. Yep, security's out now. Alright, and that's his key, and we're good to go. Alright, so my buddy Ed is meeting me here. I got to give him a GM remote. So, he's behind me actually. I'm just going to pull outside the fence here because they want to lock up and go home because it's almost 5 o'clock. And you give me a few minutes, I'll be back with you. Alright, so we're headed back up. It is now 5 minutes to 5, and as you can see down here, there's no snow. And as we head back up the mountain, when I turn back on, you will see that we got about 2 inches on the ground, and that's less than 20 miles away. Well, as you can see, there's still a little snow here on the mountain, just like untreated surfaces, the grassy areas, stuff like that. Got a little snow on them, but it definitely warmed up since we left. It was just, you know, it started out, it was like 29 degrees, and it actually warmed up pretty good. I don't know about pretty good, it's like 35 degrees here now. But anyway, I'm headed home. I pushed the other 2 calls off for the night. I appreciate you guys watching, and don't forget that thumbs up. Thank you.